How do I do that? Oh, here we go.
There you go. You got it. Attaboy. Okay. Let's get started. Welcome to. I've never done this over Google Hangouts, so I know it's kind of weird and it's different, but I think it's going to be fun and interactive, and I think it's really going to help us create great relationships and be very authentic and with everything we do. So I'm kind of excited. Um, so it is March 3rd, and this is it's 9 a.m. in Vancouver here, and 10 a.m. in Edmonton, and 11 a.m. in out there. So. Um, I just want to introduce, so this is level one, call one of the Earls Vision and Goals igolü kind of program. So it's going to be a program designed to empower you to create the personal legacy you want to create in this world and in your life. So it's been a very moving and powerful program. So I'm excited to, I guess, go on this. I think it's a 6 or 8 week journey with you guys. So I'm just going to start by giving a definition, I guess, of igolü. So it's igolü is kind of the whole program as a whole, and then the journey we're on is called vision and goals. So igolü is it's a choice, an act, and a movement. It's a choice to stand for others. It is an act for unconditional love for others as they live into their vision and goals. It's a movement of like-minded individuals dedicated to designing their chosen future instead of relating to people based on personality, likes and dislikes, achievements and failures. igolü shows you how to goal others based on possibility, accountability, choice, and fun. So this program was developed by Susanne Conrad, which if some of you know who she is, or if you don't, currently she is the director of possibility at Lululemon, which is this like renowned leadership program. And then she's also, for the past 25 years, kind of been a leadership and communication advisor for multiple different organizations, businesses, different leaders. She's amazing, to say the least. You've seen her in the video, and you can just see her energy in that 6-minute video you got to watch with her. But I was lucky enough to go with, she actually took us through the Vision and Goals program, and then we got to spend some time with her as she certified us to become leaders. So. Like I said, she's crazy, she's fun, she's always in an amazing mood, brings so much energy and light, and it's you can see her, how she shows up in this program that she's created, so it's quite amazing. So I'm going to start by giving, I guess, a brief introduction of what's going to be covered in Vision and Goals, because I know some of you don't really know what to expect. Some of you have, like you mentioned, Stace, has just seen transformation. Some of you, your GM probably came to you and was like, hey, Earls is offering this awesome program. You're going to create some visions. You're going to create some goals. You should probably do it, which we will be. But that actually comes in call 3 and 4 is the vision and goals. And there's going to be 2 calls prior that really dig into some important concepts. And so those important concepts are moment to moment, we are responsible for creating our own personal legacy. With everything we do, everything we say, with all of our actions, we are living in the now and we are creating our legacy. We have the choice to react from the past or respond from the now. And kind of what we'll talk about a little today and what you'll have to dig into is you've each inherited a legacy that's come before you, whether that be through your family, your religion, your grandparents, your parents, your community, and we have to dig into that before we can, and for some of us, we may need to clear ourselves of some of that stuff that has come before us, because it may not all be great, or it may not all be positive, and to really create a vision and goals of this future and chosen possibilities, we need to make sure we're clear of anything negative from the past. Next, Susan on the video kind of talked about how the body is innately intelligent and can't lie to us, and its way of communicating to us is through body sensations. So we'll talk about that today. She talked about the kind of upward and downward spiral of above and below the line. We'll talk about being our best self when we're above the line and not being our best self when we're below the line. Over this journey, we'll create goals which are based off our written vision, and a vision which is going to be 10 years in the future. Something that probably lots of us have never written or seen ourselves and tried to write this. So, and then we'll write goals which are kind of first person, they're affirmative, they require action, they'll keep us responsible. And then we'll create declarations, which is a statement or a tune that helps us become that person that will sustain our vision and our goals. So that's kind of the brief overview of our 4 calls. It's going to be an awesome journey. I'm super excited. So So I just want to kind of, I guess, do a clearing and create some context because this is the second time I've actually been a facilitator of this program or a coach of this program, and I've seen great calls and I've seen good calls or average calls, and kind of the difference is the ability of the participants in the group to be open, to be vulnerable, to be honest, the ability to share with one another, because that's where we're all going to get the most of. It's experience each and every one of your journeys. So I just want to, I think it's 6 rules I kind of created that I just want to share with you and that I want you to kind of reflect on today. And then prior to each call, I want you to reflect on. So I want you to ensure that the space for each session allows you to be clear and grounded, that it's an environment that you're comfortable and that'll allow you to have great conversation. That'll be you can be open, you can be honest. There's going to be no distractions, no background noises, that kind of thing, just so you can be present in the call and on the court. I want you to set a personal kind of intention for the call. What do you want to get out of the call? Why do you want to get? Ask your whys of the call. Do that for each call. It'll be greatly beneficial. At any moment during any of these calls, if you require a clearing, feel free to interrupt and jump on. If your duck's quacking and you need to express something to kind of get out of your own head, feel free to do that. We just want you to be completely present and here with us. Ask yourself, are you 100% above the line? Or is there anything that's bothering you or that you require, that you need from me, that you need from the group? I ask that you please be in full integrity with our pre-work. It's a big piece to each call because we're going to reflect on it. We're going to talk about it. So it's necessary that you come to each call or video, I guess, with that done. And then I just want you to ask yourself if there's anything impacting your ability to choose happiness and have fun during these sessions. Let's get it out. Let's clear it. Let me help you through it. The group can help you through it. Just be happy. It's an awesome program. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great, essentially. So if anyone has any clearings that they need to let go of right now, or if their duck's quacking and they just want to get it out on the table, if it's nerves, if it's something in your personal life, you can share with the group, whatever it may be. Now's your time, so feel free. Looks like we're all good. I can see your little faces, and you each have a smile on your face right now. So I just want to give an introduction and kind of set my intention. I just want to clear and establish right away that this program is 100% about you. I'm your goal you leader, or your vision and goals leader, and I'm here to support you. There'll be zero conversation with your GM, your head chef, your regionals. Nothing that's said in these conversations leaves these conversations. And I ask that each of you respect that for everyone within this call. It's going to be about you guys, and that's it. So I just want to clear that Earls is supporting this program, and I think it's amazing that they're doing that. But essentially, it's all about you first, and if it relates to Earls in the long run and you become a better leader because of it, that's awesome, but it's all about you becoming a better person and kind of having the ability to create your future that you desire and that you wish, a future of possibility. So for me, this is kind of the second time I've coached this series, and I couldn't be more excited. Each time I coach this series, each call that I have, I get something out of it. So for selfish reasons, I'm super excited to be coaching this because I grow from each and every one of you and what you're going through and kind of your journeys. I grow when I facilitate it. And I've seen some amazing things in my personal life come out of it. And some of them are, we're going to create this more authentic vision. And like I said, it's a vision of 10 years in the future. And for me, I went through this program 1 year ago when I was 25. And I never once thought 10 years down the road of me being 35 and envisioning kind of the life I want to be living, the relationships I want to be in, the family I want to have, kind of all of that. I'd never done that once, so it's super powerful and moving. On some of my calls, when you guys shared your first visions, those leaders who did it, or those partners who did it, actually broke down in tears of like joy and excitement, because that's the first time they've really shared that vision of them 10 years down the road. So it's super powerful and moving. And with that, we're going to create powerful goals. So those goals have helped me become, they've just held me accountable. I think we've probably all created goals. Hey, I want to go back to the gym, but I want to do this, I want to do that. But these goals that we're going to create, they're going to be affirmative, they're going to be first person, and they're going to require action. And we're going to create a support system to help you allow you to achieve those. So you won't just be going through your day-to-day life wishing, oh, maybe I want to get this promotion, or I want to go here next. We're going to set those goals, and we're going to create critical paths that really help you achieve those. And like I said, through the support system and through the people on this call, and it's gonna be great. A big piece of this program, it's a communication series, so a big piece of this, I've become a better listener. First, listening to my body, listening to myself, but then also listening to others. And before you can truly listen to what someone's saying and be present in a conversation, you have to be good with what's going on in yourself. So you'll learn to become a better listener. I've learned to become a better communicator with my girlfriend. I think our relationship's 10 times better than it has been ever. So it's amazing in that sense. And I'm more open. I'm more vulnerable. I've cleared stuff from my inherited past that needed to be cleared, and I'd never done before. So now I'm more open about stuff. And our relationship has never been stronger. I think I'm a more positive communicator for my partners at work, how I show up. I'm a better leader there, and so there's so many great things. And a big piece of this program too is recovery time. And when we talk about recovery time and being above and below the line, it's when we get below the line, we're not our best self. We're going to be angry. We're going to be making rash decisions. We're not going to be making smart choices. There's a big piece to this program which helps us get from what we call below the line to back above the line faster. So then potentially you don't damage any relationships, you don't have any bad conversations, whatever it may be, but that's putting you below the line. Nothing's going to impact you, hopefully. So before we get into reviewing the important context from the video, I just want to review kind of framing each session. So each session is going to be very similar to what we're doing today. I'll probably do anywhere between a 5 to 15-minute preamble. We'll review homework, we'll talk about the call, we'll talk about the video we just watched. I'll kind of emphasize some key points from the video. And then it's going to be open to sharing. And each call is scheduled for an hour and a half, but that doesn't mean we're going to take an hour and a half each time. So we'll open it up to each of you, and you might have to share once, you might have to share twice, but the best calls and the best groups are the ones that, like I said, are open, they're vulnerable, and they're willing to really be on the court and let go. So that's kind of the background information, and now we're going to get into the important concepts from the video, and I'm just going to kind of touch on those. And does anyone have any questions before I kind of continue on of anything I just said or that I just talked about? Got a couple of head shakes. No? No? Okay. Awesome. So I'll just continue on then. So we watched the video, and kind of what Susan talked about was the first thing was our personal legacy. And our legacy is a combination of one's vision and goals. And we have to understand that we're always leaving a legacy with every single thing we do. And a big piece to kind of our legacy that we're going to create is understanding and examining the inherited components of our legacy that has come before us. And like I said, whether that be due to race, gender, your parents, the community you grew up in, the schools you went to, the group of friends that you hung out with, they've all kind of shaped you of how you wound up being today. And some of that may not be all positive, and we may have to dive into that. But first, it's going to be kind of you reflecting on your inherited legacy and what has come before you and helped you wound up being who you are today, essentially. So, yeah, and like I said, it's going to be our work to discover who we are, kind of what we came here to do, and then do our very best to remain true to ourselves and the personal legacy we wish to create. Part of our responsibility in creating our legacy is to examine the internal voices inside of our head. And make sure we are listening to accurate information and actively choosing to live above the line, and kind of what that looks like for us. And what we need to understand is the mind is always connecting things with our past experiences. That's its job, and we need to examine those experiences, because before we can set goals as an extension of what we've already been able to do, we need to understand that it's based on the past instead of allowing ourselves to leap into the future that's currently uninvented. So there's going to be a big piece of our inherited legacy. Next, Suzanne talked about above and below the line, and I briefly touched on it. But this is we're choosing to be above or below the line through we can react to certain situations or we can create certain situations. And when we're above the line, we're being our best self. We're making great choices. We're in full control. We experience things like great commitment, trust, wonder, faith, responsibility, love, forgiveness. So that's what we call being above the line. And then the opposite is when we're below the line, and there are kind of 5 common things that put us below the line, and it's worry, doubt, fear, judgment, unforgiveness. And these things disconnect us from our source, and we're going to experience things like I can't, I won't, worry, self-doubt, sarcasm, unforgiveness. So all the things actually we don't want in our life. So, and probably one of the most important, I think, themes of this is going to be our ways to recover, and that's through our body sensations. And our body sensations is our way of our body communicating to us, and our body doesn't lie, and it's actually like innately intelligent. And like I said, it communicates through the sensations that it's giving us, whether that be, for me this morning at 8:20, this Google Hangout thing was stressing me out. I started anxiety because I had never facilitated with it, and I wanted to make sure I was on time and it was going to work correctly. So the sensations in my body were anxiety, like a tightening in my chest a little bit, or to the further extent, when I'm upset, my sensations are I'm a jaw clencher. I lose eye contact. My body kind of slouches. I clench my fists a bit. So that's me, my body telling me that I'm below the line. So if I can understand that my body's speaking to me in this way, hopefully I can react a lot faster before, like I said, we make those bad decisions or have bad conversations or say something we don't mean or whatever it may be. So ultimately, our goal with body sensations and understanding them is trying to recover faster from below the line. So we always want to kind of be in that spot where we're above the line, we're living in a great spot. And then the last thing Susan kind of talked about was the power of knowing what you want. And it's all too common that we focus on things that we don't want in our lives instead of getting clear about what we really want. And it's essential to create this clarity before writing a vision and goal, so we can begin to clarify what is essential and what is important for our life. And we all know, we've all heard of the law of attraction, and the law of attraction is the name given to the term that like attracts like. And that by focusing on positive or negative thoughts, one can bring positive or negative results. We've all heard that theory. It's probably all been apparent to us. So that's all this is about. Is we create this circle. We put everything we want into it, out of we want of our life. I've used this recently for my last interview. I created this circle and I put everything how I wanted to show up in this interview, and I focused on that instead of focusing on. So I focused on I want to show up calm, confident, passionate, inspiring. Instead of walking into that interview, which sometimes we can be in our own head experiencing that self-doubt of anxiety, or you're unconfident, or what if I don't have the answer to this, or what if I don't have the answer to that. And that's how you're actually going to show up walking into that interview and that confident below the line. So I really focused on what I wanted to, how I wanted to come across, how I wanted to show up, and what I wanted to communicate. I believe it's a simple exercise, but it's an amazing tool. You could use it in your relationships. Lots of times in relationships, you're going to focus, I don't want this out of a partner. I don't want to experience that in my relationship. I don't want that. And like we just said, like attracts like. So if we're focusing on the negative, that's what we're going to attract. So if we can focus on what we really want out of that relationship, whether it be great communication, love, supportiveness, that's what we're going to attract in our life. So like I said, it's simple, but it's a powerful exercise. So that's kind of the recap of call one, and we're sitting at 9:30 now, so I don't think we'll see a full hour and a half conversation, but now it's going to be time to open it up to you guys, each of you. And because we're going to go on this 8 or 12-week journey together, I want you to open up and first give, I think we should get to know each other, who we are, kind of how we've wound up being. So maybe it's like a 2-minute speech of exactly that, who you are, how you wound up being, where you are today. And then the second thing is I want to know, and I want you to share kind of what your intent out of this program is, what you want to get out of it. And like I said, kind of some of the things I've gotten out of it is an authentic a vision, great goals. I'm a better communicator, better relationships. I'm a better listener. There's all of that kind of out of this program, and I know some of you have seen the results of this program, and maybe you want to get what you've seen out of this program based on those actions. So. And then the third thing is I just want to, let's talk about body sensations. I know we probably haven't really reflected a lot on our body sensations, but we're probably aware of some situations where when we go below the line, what happens to us. So if you're angry at work, what happens? If you've gotten to an argument with your boyfriend or girlfriend, kind of what's your body telling you? What are those sensations like? If you've had to do a presentation and you're unconfident, or gone into an interview and you're unconfident, what's your body telling you? So I just want to briefly touch on the surface of this, because that'll be the homework, kind of more the homework for before the next call is really kind of digging into this and experience ways that we can recover. But so for this, usually I don't want to. I'm not going to call on anyone. I want you guys to feel comfortable sharing. So if there's a couple minutes of dead silence while you kind of think about what you want to talk about, awesome. If you're confident in sharing right away, that's great. I just want you to be comfortable in this group, and I don't want to force you kind of out of your comfort zone. That's not the point of this. So whenever someone's ready, you're up.
I'll talk a little about, I guess, about me. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah, man. I can hear you good.
Just so you know, all of you know, I really suck at computers, so. Just, I guess, briefly about me. I'm from Saskatchewan originally, a town of 200 people, farming community. Yeah, anyway, long story short, went to school in Calgary for a couple years, did business management. Then on my way back to Saskatchewan, stumbled across Medicine Hat, took marketing, and then, yeah, also was in a band for 8 years. So did a lot of traveling in Western Canada.
Wow.
Got to open up for, you guys might not, I don't know how old everyone is, but Theory of a Dead Man we got opened up with in Faber Drive. I don't know if you guys have heard of those bands. So did, and then long story short, got into management at some clubs, and then luckily enough, I got hired on by Earls, and then with it being a franchise, I was able to buy in. So I got extremely fortunate doing that as well. So also had a kid in May. He's 9 months old. His name is Tavian. So yeah, that's been a hell of an experience. It's a game changer. I don't know if anyone has a kid. What else can I tell you a little bit about me? You'll probably get to know me a little bit more and more. Very social type of guy, not shy usually. Intent to get out of this program is also to better myself, and looking at the goals, I guess, like as soon as you said a 10-year plan, like it's weird to think about in 10 years. For me, that's 40, and I'm like, fuck. Sorry, I don't know if I can swear on this. Sorry.
You can do whatever you want, man.
So yeah, so 10-year plan. So I'm looking forward to this journey for sure. Yeah, and being on the court and open and honest as much as I can.
Awesome, and it sounds like you got lots of life experience, man. You've been through a lot. I'm excited because I'm
reading about anything. I try, and I used to be very a shy person and very like closed in. And I think that's when I started to. I struggled with anxiety when I was younger too. And like you said body sensations, the tightening up. I remember one time I had to go and write some of my final exams. I was driving to the university, and then I had to pull over. I thought I was having a heart attack. And sure enough, I go to the ER, and really the doctor's like, you need to chill out, man. So yeah, I've struggled with anxiety, but the more I talk about it, the more it becomes. It's easier as I get older, right? So in a way, I also help people. Like I have people that struggle with anxiety at work, right? Some of the servers and bartenders, and I usually try and coach them along that it's better to talk about it. If they keep it inside, it's no good. So. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't show up shy or anxious at all anymore, so that's amazing. And it's I'm personally just wondering, it's just through talking about it that's helped you.
What's that? Sorry.
It's just been talking about it that's helped you break out
Yeah,
of your
like
shell and become.
yeah, like, doctors obviously wanted to give me drugs, all that other stuff, but I didn't want to go that road because I seen some other people do that, and it's just they relied on it a lot. So I just battled it. You know, when I could feel that sensation, I would just be like, okay, let's I'm taking this on. It was like a bit of a fight. That's kind of where my mentality is. I'm also a competitor, so that's kind of how I viewed when I was battling anxiety. It was like I was gonna beat it, right? So yeah, talking about it a lot helped out a ton because in 1 year I probably went to the ER probably about 6 times in 1 year. So
Oh shit.
I laugh about it now because that doctor probably thought I was freaking crazy. So.
And what are some sensations that you experience now? So it's not the anxiety piece and the tightening of the chest. What when you're below the line, what do you experience now?
Heart palpitations like that. I feel like my heart's skipping, but really it's not, or it's this, and also I feel in the shoulders.
Yeah.
So
Oh, good.
so
You
it's,
see,
it's heart and shoulders. It's this area right up in here.
awesome. So yeah, now between call 2 and our next call, it's going to be. What do you have any ways that you recover already? You might already be ahead of the program.
Um, Again, younger years, I would I would get angry, right, and it just didn't work out. So now I try and breathe through it, and everyone is different, right? I always look at how people interpret things, right? Because all of us are different. All of us have different personalities, right? So I always try and view that when I need to sit down and do a one-on-one with a BP and see how they may perceive things and take things in. So I just kind of relax and breathe through it, and instead of going to that angry spot and getting all tight and just initially saying what I say, right? So, just take it.
Awesome. Thanks to you. Thank you for sharing, Tyson. Thanks for starting us off. That was good.
No problem.
I can go next.
Anna.
So my name is Anna, obviously. I'm 25. All my life I was born and grew up in Ukraine. For like the past 5 years, almost 5 years, I spent in North America. I have an accent, obviously, so if you don't understand, ask questions and I'll kind of explain what I mean by that. So like almost 5 years, I'm in North America. I live in the States. When I was 19, it was more like fun, and I was working in different places, and you didn't actually pay attention how you react in social environment and how you kind of build connection with the people. But when I moved to the Canada, and I was hired by Earls as a server, so it was kind of like a huge challenge for me, first of all, because like mentality is different, and vision and goals, like we say in life, was totally different. And with the time, going through like the courses which is Earls provide you, obviously it's kind of like connected our everyday life and Earls life, right? Like work. It helps a lot, and I change a lot because like when you have like those stressful situations, if something crazy is going on at work or in your life, you kind of think like how you react. And I learned with the time. I'm still learning, and I hope so. Like this program will help me a lot because I'm really emotional person, and for me, when it's like something is going on, you can read it through my face like right away. So what I'm like, I'm stressed, or I'm angry, or I'm happy, like it's all in my face, right? So it's not always good, it's not always bad, but I really excited about this program, and I really want to learn how to control it, kind of like when you're above the line, what the way to kind of like control the situation and change your way of reacting, which is people not going to be scared of you, or like, you know, like some people they just like, oh, like she was angry, or like something is going on with her. So it's kind of that way. It's really excited to learn the ways. So when I was younger, I always was not even scared. I was really shy to speak in public, and in North America, obviously, because I have an accent, and it's a little bit like pressure, because people not always can understand actually what you're saying, and you kind of like look at you differently. Not all of them, but the first couple of months it was really hard, but now it's give me knowledge and experience, and I'm feeling a little bit better, like talking to people, in people and like in public. So I hope so it's gonna help me too. So
Good. And say in 8 weeks when you finish this program and you're kind of on the journey, what will be some of the successes you think you could take from this?
because like when I started, like a lot of people in our restaurant now location, they already took this course, and all I heard about it, it's amazing. It's gonna change your life. You're gonna look at like things differently, and not only at Earls, even in everyday life, and like in your family, in your relationship. And I'm like, really? Like, is it like something is crazy about this program that actually gonna change your life? Because like even like when you sit down and think like what do you want to achieve in like 10 years, it's really hard because like it's a lot of pressure on you, and you're like, okay, should I do it? Should I write this? Should I think about that? And like, I don't know. I'm excited. We'll see. I hope so. Like after like 4 whatever weeks it is, this program will actually give you like clear mind, and actually you're gonna know like the goals which you want to achieve, and you're gonna go through like exactly the way to kind of like to succeed. So.
Awesome. I'm excited for you. I really am. Thank you for sharing.
No worries.
I can go next.
Hi, Carolina.
Hi. All right. So I'm 26 years old. I work at Earls Main Street. I'm originally from South America. I was born in Paraguay. Moved here with my family when I was 10. So I had to learn English. So that was a fun time in grade 5. And then I went to university. I originally wanted to be an optometrist. So I took a Bachelor of Science, and then I figured out that I hated every second of it. So yeah, I kind of changed my path, and now I'm working with Earls and working my way up, and I love it. I love my job. It's almost embarrassing how much I enjoy my job. So yeah, it's been lots of fun, and I don't know. When I was little, my dad passed away when I was 2 years old. So I live with my mom and my stepdad now. So that was, I mean, I was little, so it wasn't really that difficult to. I kind of like grew up knowing that he wasn't there, so it wasn't really that big of a challenge. But yeah, it's been an interesting journey, that's for sure. I've always been a very social person, and I like getting to know people and their points of view and stuff like that. So yeah, and for body sensations, when I'm below the line, I feel this pit in my stomach. So I always know that that's when I need to go aside and just take a couple minutes and regroup.
And what do you do when you're regrouping? Is there anything specific? Is it just chilling?
It's normally like if it's at work, for example, I just like go and take a breather and be like, well, this is just today. Tomorrow is going to be a different day. It's not that big of a deal. I'm going to see this person for 15 more minutes and they're going to leave. So you can't let like a angry customer ruin your day.
Totally.
So yeah, I just try to just let it pass because it's not really going to affect my life in that big of a way. I shouldn't let it, at least.
How about in situations where it's a little more, I guess, severe, or there's more consequences or severity to it? What do you experience?
Like in relationships and stuff?
Sure, yeah.
Well, same kind of feeling. I mean, you get that pit in your stomach and you have to kind of work through it. It's one of those things that, like, when I feel that sensation, I kind of want to shut down and just not talk about it. But it's better to, I've learned that it's better to face it. And talking about it is better than just sitting on it and letting it eat you up from inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's your kind of ideal outcome out of this program in 8 weeks? Where do you think you'll be? How will this program be defined successful?
It's a little intimidating to think about, like, the 10-year goal, that's for sure. Because I've never really thought about it. I mean, I've thought about it, but not like actually setting one and holding myself accountable for it. So I think that will be good, to find a way to find myself accountable, to make things happen and stuff like that.
Good.
Yeah.
Instead of just coasting down a path, you're going to create your own future.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess that means I'm up. Yeah, so where should I start? I guess I wanted to start by saying what I want to achieve out of this. I think I've achieved a lot in my life. I've had a lot of different careers, but I'm kind of an ideas person, and I tend to not really stick with things as much as I should. And it's taken me a long time to figure out, like, Earls is where I want to be, and this is what I want to do. So I think kind of the sentiment shared with the group is, setting a goal that's 10 years down the road and then sticking to it seems like insane to me. Yeah, like I've always worked in the industry kind of while I've been in school or doing other things. I've done everything from, like, I'm a certified fitness instructor, so I used to teach boot camps. I've been an art gallery director. I have my own graphic design and web development company. That's where my education is. So, like, a lot of achievements, but, like, here I am, and I'm not, like, I've never set long-term goals with any of them. So I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to play out, and I'm about to turn 30, and so I'm going through this, like, I call it a quarter life crisis, but it's like a quarter life and a bit crisis. And I've always wanted to, like, I'm born and raised in Calgary, and I've never lived anywhere else. And that always weighs heavily on me, and it's like I've finally found what I want to do with Earls and continue my career here. But then I only have until I'm 30 to get a working visa to go work in a Commonwealth country like Australia or do something like that. So I'm really struggling really hard right now with that in my life. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's good. And not like I actually took it was my night leader at the time through this program, and she was kind of in the same boat as you, kind of not really sure, loved Earls, but didn't know if this was her passion. And through this program, she actually decided to step down from her role, and she's going to pursue makeup because that's, like, her extreme passion. That's kind of where she saw herself. So it was, and I supported her 100%. Even though I lost the night leader, she truly was. You could see the shift change when she realized this in her personality and the way she showed up each day. So it sounds like you're on kind of a similar path right now. I'm not really sure, so that's good.
Yes and no. I think kind of the opposite in that I am sure, and that's the problem, is that I am almost 30. I've had a lot of experiences. It's taken me, 29 years to figure out that this is what I want to do. Like, I am really pretty sure about that. I've tried everything else, I guess is what I'm saying, but I still have this desire to live in a different country and travel. So it's not necessarily like I want to be on this career path, but I feel like that's something I need to experience in my life.
Gotcha. Yeah. So maybe U.S. expansions for you.
I hope so.
Pardon me?
I hope so, yeah.
Oh, good for you. That's exciting. Then did you apply for any of the other stores?
I didn't, but that's maybe a topic for another day.
Okay. But that might be best of both worlds for you, so that'll be good. Yeah. And sensations, body triggers, what do you...
I don't know. It's kind of the similar sensations as the rest of the group, I would say. Below the line sensations. I think this industry has really shaped my personality and made me confident, which is a transformation for me. But yeah, like sweaty palms and heart palpitations, things like that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good that you're aware of this, and I bet you over the next 2 weeks, because that's our homework, we'll all become aware of different sensations that our body's telling us, and it'll be a good thing. So, good, Stace. Thank you for sharing. So we're going to wrap up early. It's only 9:45, but I just want to reiterate kind of what we put into this program is what we're going to get out. So we have, I believe we have our next call is March 17th, so it's only 8 days away. So there's going to be homework for you that you can find on my Earls, and if you have trouble finding it, let me know. But what we put into this, how we do our homework, how seriously we take it, I suggest reviewing the homework as soon as we're off the call, and then you can start to be aware of what needs to be done. And then again, it's going to come down to us sharing our stories, us sharing our journeys, us sharing our paths. And honestly, that's where you're going to get the most growth from, is each and every one of you sharing. And we're going to coach each other through this, and we're going to be support systems. But I think the four of you are awesome, and that was everyone shared high-level conversation. It wasn't just very low-level stuff, and I think over the next 3 calls, we're really going to be able to dig deep. And some of the calls, they do go quite deep. I've had people break down on some of the calls. I've had people cry. I've had people. It's been a whirlwind on some of these calls. So call 1 is just a brief introduction. You're going to get into your homework, which is body triggers and kind of above and below the line, and really understanding reaction versus creation, ways to shift and all that. And then we're really going to start getting into it into call 2 and 3, and then call 4 will be our vision and our goals and our declaration, because now we'll have a greater understanding, hopefully, of who we are, how we wound up being, the inherited legacy we've walked into, and we'll be a much better listener, first of ourselves and then of others, and it'll create higher level communications. So that's it for call 1. We are down 4 people, so it's definitely cut our call time almost in half. I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy your afternoons. If there's anything else you want to say before we get going, actually got one thing, sorry. Partners, let's just do Stacy and Carolina and Tyson and Anna. And if you guys could check in with each other once during our next call to see how we're doing, you can do it over Google Hangout, you can do it over the phone, but the buddy system and working together is going to be a big part of this program, so let's make sure we connect over the next kind of 8 days, and then March 17th is our next call already. So it's coming up quick.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be the same time. Sorry if I screwed anyone up yesterday with the email. It's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that definitely wasn't 9 a.m. for the 4 of you, so hopefully didn't screw anyone up. But that's it. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful couple weeks, and then we'll see each other in a few weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.